Hello learner, how do you do? Welcome again to Manifested Online Classes. My name is James Kenyani. We are going to start a new topic by the name rotation. In every topic, we should have objectives. We should have objectives for each and every lesson. So before attending the lessons on this topic, the learner should have prior knowledge about construction of angles and perpendicular bisectors. They'll be useful in the topic. So by the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to state properties of rotation as a transformation. 2, determine the center and the angle of rotation. Every rotation will have a center. Apply properties of rotation on the Cartesian plane. Identify points of symmetry in plane figures. State the order of rotational symmetry of plane figures. 6, identify the axis of rotation in any rotational symmetry. 7, state order of rotational symmetry of solids and deduce congruence from rotation. So most of these things we shall get them as we continue building on the topic. But on the lesson, for our lesson today, we are going to look at the basic properties of rotation. So the lesson will be basic properties of rotation. So in this lesson, the objective is to enable the learner to basically understand what rotation is. So the objective is to help the learner to understand what happens when rotation takes place. To a layman's language, you would just describe rotation as going round. But at this stage, that going round will have some proportionality and uniformity. So to understand these, we shall consider we have point O and A. Consider point O and A and plot them. We can then say rotate A about O through any distance. You see, from this, the properties will easily come about. So when they say rotate A about or through any distance, there is something that is already coming. Any rotation should have a center. Any rotation should have a center. So the two statements show us that the center of rotation is O. The center of rotation is O. So when I come and rotate, through any distance, and let's say I come to a new point. So that new point, I can call it A prime. So you can see A has moved through distance or A. And so from that, there are things we can deduce. There are things we can deduce. One, every rotation has a center. Has a center. Every rotation has a center. In our case, O, point O was our center. O is the center. O is the center. The new point A prime, the new point A prime is the image. Is the image of A, the image of A image of A in a clockwise rotation of angle theta degrees. So it is a clockwise rotation. So you understand, if I have this is a roller, this is like my center of rotation, Dana. You see, that is a rotation. You see there is an angle I swing. There is an angle I swing. So another thing you notice, Lana, a clockwise rotation is taken to be a clockwise rotation is negative. Negative. That is what you'll discover. So this will be negative theta. So for our case here, it will be negative theta. And an anti-clockwise rotation is positive. So as we come and move even to the Cartesian plane later, you'll find that is what will happen. And 5 mainly in rotation, the image and object are the same. There is still another property, very important. If we rotate this through 360 degrees, what will happen? We will still come back to the same point. If you rotate a point through 360 degrees about a given center, the point maps itself on where it started. On where it started. On where it started. It will mount itself from where it started. So those are some of the basic properties of rotation. A rotation should have a center. The new point we get is the image. Is the image in a clockwise rotation of angle theta, like our case. A clockwise rotation is negative, and an anti-clockwise rotation will be positive. In rotation, the image and the object remain the same, and if we rotate a point through 360 degrees about a given center, the point maps itself from where it started. It maps itself from where it started. So Solana, having gone through the properties, they said some of the prior properties was construction of angles. So you should know how to construct angles. So you'll rotate a point about any center, about any center, or at an angle of 60 degrees in a clockwise direction, and to rotate point B about any center O2 at an angle of 60 degrees in an anti-clockwise direction. So at that point, I hope as we begin rotation, you'll do that rotation for the two before we meet in the next lesson. So thank you very much for the audience, and let's meet in the next lesson, agile enough to continue. Thank you and bye-bye.